get up on your feet. What you need to do is catch up with them. Bounce, man, get up on your feet and help me get it.
A man who claims she lost 3 babies to baby snatchers linked to the Catholic Church has penned a book about her harrowing ordeal. Mary Creighton was just 15 when she first fell pregnant in 1967 and was placed in a home for unmarried mothers run by nuns in Castlepollard, County Westmeath. Unlike most, Mary managed to escape with her baby daughter Catherine, not a real name, but later lost her to social services, setting her on a destructive path. She lost 2 further daughters under similar circumstances, again linking them to the involvement of nuns. Now, against the backdrop of a major inquiry into the running of former mother and baby homes in Ireland, the 65-year-old has written a heartbreaking account of her experience, called The Baby Snatchers. Mary was an Irish Catholic and found herself pregnant out of wedlock at 15. Her mother, shamed by the unplanned pregnancy, colluded with a local nun to put Mary in a home for unmarried mothers before leaving for America, leaving her daughter to her own fate. Together they decided it'd be for the best if I was taken to a mother and baby home in Westmeath called Castlepollard, Mary said. I was stripped of my clothes and my identity. It was the beginning of my nightmare. I soon discovered the unmarried mothers of Castlepollard were expected to work 12 hours a day. We'd even have to put in an hour's work before Mass at 8 a.m. The priest would preside over his congregation of fallen women and tell us we'd spawned the seed of Satan and were nothing. We were treated like an underclass, hidden away from what he called decent people, who we weren't fit to breathe the same air as. We were beaten for being pregnant, shocking treatment at Castlepollard in a shocking case of double standards, and in a country where family life is considered paramount, we were worked and beaten just for being pregnant, Mary recalled. The nuns of the Sacred Heart would punish us. We were starved of food, whilst our babies were force-fed from 6 weeks in a bid to fatten them up for adoption. Mary says mothers were made to give up their children for adoption into wealthy families. In later life, while searching for her lost children, she discovered the Facebook group Banished Babies, where many members were former illegitimate children from Castlepollard. It has since been alleged that 2,500 babies from this home were put forward for adoption, and that an estimated 500 died and are buried there. The Irish government recently agreed to give the Commission of Investigation into Mother and Baby Homes, set up to look at 14 former mother and baby homes, an extra year to complete its report, now set to be published in February 2019. Despite her chaotic start in life, Mary later married, though later divorced, and went on to have 2 further daughters. Recalling the heartbreak of losing her first child in her new book, Mary said babies were routinely ripped from their mother's arms and put up for adoption. Fearing for my child, I decided to escape. Although my mother had disowned me, a kindly neighbor not only took me in, but bought both Catherine and I our freedom. During the hellish years she spent at Kastlepelert, Mary would often hear the intermittent sound of workmen banging nails. She later learned that every time a baby died, the workmen would hammer a horseshoe nail into the perimeter wall to mark the death of a child buried in the grounds. Babies disappeared on a regular basis, Mary said. The workmen showed those children more respect in death than the nuns had ever showed them in life. Fearful for her baby's safety, Mary fled to Edinburgh, but claims that the social services later took both Catherine and the second child she had since given birth to. I realized that once you'd been labeled a bad mother, it was almost impossible to convince people otherwise, she said. I fought to get my children back. Owen had already been fostered, so I fled to Ireland with Catherine, but she was taken from me again. With both girls gone, I hit the bottle and fell into a spiral of depression. Fleeing to Liverpool after loss of her third baby, I found myself pregnant again, but the nuns became involved and I was sent to a notorious Magdalene laundry, where I was forced to work. I was told to sign over my baby, who they took from me following her birth. After signing, I changed my mind and became hysterical. The nun called a doctor, and I was locked inside a mental hospital with other unmarried mothers. On Mary's first weekend visit, instead of heading home, she caught a boat and fled to Liverpool, vowing to one day find her daughters again. Years later she managed to track down one of them, but she decided to cut contact with her mother. Mary has since made a devastating discovery after a mass grave was found at the former Bone Seekers mother and baby home in Tuam, County Galway. After it was alleged up to 800 children died, a judicial inquiry was ordered by the Irish government into 14 mother and baby homes. Kastlepelert is one of them. In March last year, survivors from Kastlepelert released the names of everyone known to have died there. There were 203 registered deaths, but ledgers are either missing or did not exist, so the true figure may never be known, but is thought to be between 400 to 500. The Kastlepelert babies are buried in a small angel's plot that is a quarter of a mile from the main manor house. Today, the surrounding wall is said to have over 100 horseshoe nails in it. I went on to give birth to 2 more daughters, who I love more than life itself. Following her ordeal, Mary fled to Liverpool, where she gave birth to 2 more daughters and went on to live a happy family life. Liverpool offered me a sanctuary, a place to bring up a family without having to look over my shoulder. "If all cities in the world were like Liverpool, then it would be a much happier place," she said.